love my sunflowers. Today I'm here to talk about books by Black authors. February is Black History Month, and last year was very dramatic and very much a place of change, and it was so needed in America, and I think we should continue pushing focus into this community and continue reading these books because it's important to diversify yourself and actually have the insight into different cultures, into different ethnicities. And today I want to give you 10 books to read in February. I hope you will take the time to read some of them, and maybe you have read all of them and just want to have a quick recap of them. I don't know, just stick around, I will talk about books. So let's get into it. First book I think you should read is Poetics by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book is written in verse and you get pretty quickly through it. It is about a girl in her community struggling with racism, struggling with how the community is treated in general, and I think this is the most well-written thing I have read in a while. This is so impactful. I can highly recommend to get the audiobook because Elizabeth is doing her own audiobooks, so it is flipping beautiful. So please get that. I think this had the most impact on me from the contemporary things that gave me insight on this community, and I think it's beautiful. Well written, good insight, kind of shocking sometimes, but yeah. Next book, Black Flamingo. So there is the struggles that the Black community has, and there's also struggles kind of on top of that by the Black queer community, and Black Flamingo shows it pretty well. So this is a guy who is gay and loves drag and loves musicals and is exploring himself, exploring his sexuality, and he's trying to find himself in this world. So gay and drag, you need this. It's beautiful. So I highly recommend this book. Next book on this list is actually a sci-fi series, but you can also just read the first book. If you like it, you can continue. If you don't, that's fine. Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. I don't want to mispronounce her name because she hates it. I know. I looked it up 5 times. So this series is about a girl who is living in her community in Africa, and she basically gets picked to go to a galactic university. It's kind of a coming of age story, but in a sci-fi setting, and there is space octopus, and they are amazing. So this is beautiful. It has alien first contact, alien wars with humanity, and just generally stupid human stuff. Also very respectful to the communities there, and I love it. Please go read Binti. If you are not into sci-fi but want a look into African communities, African culture in a fantasy setting, I cannot recommend highly enough The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. So this is a special book. It is about 2 clans being at war. There's also some demons and also dragons. And this is about a guy who is trying to revenge his father. And it is a lot about training, about this war setting. And I think this is extremely good. It's not my favorite thing out there because I am not for this like brotherhood, revenge, war. I'm not much for it, but I still picked it up and I cannot give it anything else but 5 out of 5 stars. This is beautiful. I love it, and I will continue this series soon with The Fires of Vengeance. Yeah, if you like African cultures, war, revenge, dragons, and demons, and just a stubborn guy who just wants to revenge. So this is really beautiful. Highly recommend. And for everybody, I would recommend a book that made me feel like I need to check myself. I am a white person. White people are trash in this context, of course. And we need to improve. And I think the book that has probably most giving me like input to look into myself, if I have some kind of low level racism in me, and I hope I am working through everything that has been put into my soul by other people, because this is not my truth. I am not a hateful person, but still, you don't know if you kind of picked up this social racism that is around, which is super sad, and I hate it. And I think the book that gave me kind of this insight into it is Such a Fun Age by Kaylee Reed. And this book is all about the nuances of like ingrained racism, that you don't even know that you're racist. And oh my god, if you are like me, a white person, you need to read this, because this is basically showing a person who is not a bad person, but still does some small things that she doesn't think that she is racist. But from the person receiving this treatment, from the girl being basically treated like a servant sometimes, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I like this book, I read it, and often I just looked up from the book like, oh my god, is this how we are like? Did I do something like this? Oh my god. So please, this book is amazing. It's about a babysitter who is alone with kids from her family that she's babysitting for in a supermarket, and she basically gets attacked by a Karen who is like, did you abduct this baby? And she's like, no, of course I'm the babysitter. What the hell? And the family who is she babysitting for, their treatment of her afterwards and how her dating life is going. It's all about this like girl, and I think this is so impactful. Please go read this. Please go read this. Another thing that I think you should be reading is A Long Way Down, which is a book about a guy whose brother has been shot and killed in a basically gang thing, and the whole book happens in a lift ride from like his flat to the outside, where he wants to kill the people that have killed his brother. And the whole ride with this lift is kind of a paranormal thingy and retrospective, looking into himself and kind of showing this immense stress, immense grief, and what happens in these communities sometimes. And it is so impactful. Please go read this. And if you don't want to read this as a text, there is also a graphic novel that came out this year. Another book I'm actually reading right now, it's Legendborn. So Legendborn is basically black girl magic retelling of King Arthur. Do you need more? This is like a fantasy thing that I think is incredibly beautiful, and you should read this. It is written so well, and I cannot wait to finish this. So really good. A book you should also read is Riot Baby. Riot Baby is a very short book. It is about a sister and a brother who actually develop kind of superpowers, but they are in a slightly futuristic version of Earth where the prison system is even more extreme than it is now. And the book is also looking into historical events in America. And it is kind of a fantastical approach to this topic of how prison system in America is pretty much screwed up, and how it's really much focusing on the black community and being very racist there. So this book, impactful, beautiful, short, extremely unique. Please pick this up. It's amazing. Also, you need to read this with high concentration, because like every word matters in this book. So you need to read it very slowly, just saying, because I had to reread several chapters twice. Let's go into some books that are more like contemporary, but this one is still a bit fantastical. It's Black Girl Unlimited by Echo Brown. This is kind of autobiographical, but still has like black girl magic. It's about a girl in her community, and it has very like trigger warnings there. There is sexual assault in this. There is like these gang kind of things, and there's magic. This girl develops magic. Nobody believes her, but she has magic. And I think this book is written so well, and it has still insights into these dynamics in the communities and what happens there and what happens to a girl that actually finds her truth, her power. It's very metaphorical, and I think it's one of the best books I have read last year. Not my top 10, but really good, like top 20. And the last book I think I should be reading, after a lot of books that are very serious and very depressing sometimes, I think you should pick up You Should See Me in a Crown, which is a sapphic YA romance. It's about a girl who wants to win a scholarship to a university by becoming prom queen. And through the process of trying to become a prom queen, she needs to like do some tasks, and she kind of meets a very quirky girl she kind of falls in love with, and I laughed so much in this. And still, this has moments I was enraged but how she was treated by other people. So I think this is also beautiful, and it's one of the most light-hearted ones on this list, so please pick this up. I loved it so much. It's on my wish list to get this in physical because it's so good. So that's it. That's the 10 books I would recommend to read in February. But as you see, I am a white person, so please don't listen only to me. Please go look into the Black Booktube community, because there are some beautiful people. You should be looking into their reviews, listening to their opinions, and take recommendations from them. This is my opinion, and these are the books that kind of had an impact on me as a white person. Please go still see what the people who are in these communities are recommending for you to read. Don't just do what I think you should be doing. It's just some recommendations to get you started. Yeah, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will continue diversifying your shelf and will read books by Black authors in the future. In the meantime, please subscribe. I will be back with more videos, and thank you very much for being here today. Bye!